How's it going, everybody? So what are we going to look at today? We are looking at Mezco's 112 collection, The Punisher. This is an exclusive. So let's take a look at it. Yep. Here we go. Say goodbye to selling it on eBay, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm gonna open it. Alright, so this is what it looks like. So you got the sleeve, similar to my Green Arrow that I did earlier. Beautiful package, very classic skull for the Punisher. I'm going to open it back up again. You got this nice art on the left-hand side. You got the figure on the inside here with this nice window display. Good and bad thing about the window display is that you can see the figure, you can see all the accessories it comes with, but you know, you have that plastic in there which kind of makes it, you know, a little hard to see all the finer details, which I guess from a open box kind of person, it's like, well, it just encourages you to open the box up and take a look inside. Beautiful thing about Mezco is they don't put tape on things, so in theory I could put this right back in the box and people may not be none the wiser, but that would be dishonest. Obviously, we are going to open this sucker up and take a look and see what exactly is exclusive about him. I do believe only 60 of these were made. So, let's take a look. And holy crap, does he come with a lot of stuff. And there it goes. There they go. Alright, so a couple hands fell out. And a knife. And a muzzle fire. Alright. So let's get a rundown. Let's see if I make sure you guys can see on the camera here. Okay, it's a little bit dark, but we'll run through everything. I'll pull everything out. Alright, so before I go through everything, let's double check to see what's underneath. Because there's two trays here. There's the top tray, which is the one that you see through the box. Then underneath is the display stand and the baggie. So I'm not really gonna deal with that. It's always, I think it's a atypical standard that they bring. They give you the stand and they give you a bag to put all your accessories in. Okay, so let's just pull out the Punisher, aka Frank Castle. So okay, so here he is. There's a face, he gives nice grimace. Beautiful sculpt. Nice 5 o'clock shadow. Checking which one. It's just dust. Okay. So the exclusive, in case you were wondering, is the fact that his chest is black. Jet black chest. So that is the exclusive portion of this toy. Everything else is exactly the same as a normal release figure that I'm aware of. Could be wrong. If I am, go ahead and comment below that there's something else exclusive in this package, but I do believe that is it. Got a place for the knife on the back. No other holsters, which is kind of disappointing if you ask me. I think that he needed to have a gun holster somewhere. Okay, so let's run down what's plastic and what's cloth on him. Cloth is the full body suit. It's the legs, which are pants material. It's a different material than the arms and the chest. I don't know if there's a seam somewhere. I don't see a seam anywhere. But this has like a more of a cloth like pants type. I know, like you're just seeing basically black on the camera. But you can tell there's a variance between the pants and the shirt. So shirt's cloth. You can even see a little bit of skin tone between it. So it's not jet black. I don't know if you can see that there's like a bit of a, you can see the body underneath. Body is skin toned underneath, at least on the arms and on the chest. I don't know about the legs. Boots are plastic, which is good. Gloves are plastic. Chest piece is plastic. Belt is plastic. No give to that. That's all plastic pieces. Head is obviously plastic. Duh. Alright, so here he is. Let's go over the 2 additional heads that he has. So you can hang out there. Alright, so he comes with 2 additional heads. You have, let's see, come here, you. There we go. Beat up Frank. So he's beaten up, but he's, got a bandage over his nose, swollen eye. He got into a nasty fight. We call him Bar Fight Castle. Alright, and the other head is I am one angry, pissed off man head. Beautiful sculpt on this. Both of them, well, all 3 heads, honestly, are beautifully sculpted. Incredible, absolutely incredible, especially with the mouth glistening inside. You got that nice flat on the outside, like a skin, like a flesh tone, but on the inside of the mouth, where it's going to be, for lack of a better word, I know everybody hates this word, but moist on the inside of your mouth. There's a nice shine to it, so you can actually see that he's like kind of young. You can see that glisten in there, which is very realistic. They even put a gloss over the eyes to give the eyes more life, which is a nice little. That's a beautiful touch. You can see the little speckle in the eyes. I didn't notice that on the Green Arrow. Head popped off perfectly, very easily, no force, just popped right off, but still stays on tight. So that's good. So there you go. There's Angry Frank. Look at that. He's pissed off. He is sold out on the Mezco site, so maybe that's why he's yelling. He just found out that they're all sold out. Okay. So let's put back on the first head, because Stern Frank is the best Frank around. That's it. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me, Frank. All right. Let's go over. Hands are atypical. You gotta have the fist hands that come on him. Trigger hands. So we'll pop one on so we can look at him holding his different assortment of weapons. And then we'll take a look at the rest of the hands. Easy to snap on, so that's good. You got the nice little trigger finger. What other hands do we come with? So we got a open hand, like a grabbing hand. So if he was grabbing somebody by, like, say, the neck, that's the hand you would use right there. And what's the last one? Probably just another open hand. That's kind of lame. Let's see what these 2 hands are. Okay, so you got different hands here. You got a punching hand, which is almost like a pummeling hand. It's just like it's like the knuckles are curled like this. So it's like that kind of sculpt, which is interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Another trigger finger hand, another open palm hand. That's kind of odd, because the first thing I'm thinking is we're gonna put the guns in his hand first, but we're gonna try the knife actually, because the knife is gonna look weird. All right, so that's weird. That is definitely an odd thing. Like, okay, he holds the knife just fine. It's in there sturdy, but you got that finger out, so it's almost weird that he has a trigger finger, but he has a knife. Like, he doesn't have a closed hand to hold the knife with. It's peculiar, to say the least. So I don't think that works really well. I think that basically they got a knife, and they're like, okay, well, it's the Punisher. He's not going to be holding his knife. He's going to be holding guns. So the knife looks nice. It goes in the back. It fits perfectly. Nice big knife in the back. But people are they're like, well, we're not going to give him the closed hand so that, to hold the knife. But I think they should have done that. Oh, well. Okay, so what's a Punisher figure without some guns? We get a ton of guns. And as crazy as it sounds, we got ammo too. Alright, so let's start off with this gun right here. So I do believe this is a grenade launcher. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful sculpt. Beautiful paint on it. And it does have, I'm not sure how this moves. Alright, so I know this spins, but I'm looking to see where the hinge is to load it. Because okay, so this entire piece moves. Alright, so this piece moves like that. And it comes with, I'm not going to pull them all out, but let's see. It comes with grenades. So look at these little guys. So you can actually have the grenades go into the grenade launcher and close up. So that's a beautiful touch to detail. Pop it out. They slide out perfectly. So be mindful of where you open this. Don't lose your grenades. Alright. So we'll take a look at that in Frank's hand. And yes, I am going to go through all the guns because the Punisher is not the Punisher without guns. So we're going to take a look. Oh, this hinge goes up too. Okay. So you can hinge it up. So there you go. There's with that big gun. Obviously I could switch out the hand, and the hand would probably, let's see, will it reach up to it? Yes, it will. Alright, so you can grip it, so it is doable. Alright, so that's good to know. Alright, so what are we going to... Each gun, we come with 4 different guns. I'm not a gun aficionado, so I don't know the names of all these guns. So forgive me if I get the names wrong or anything like that. So this is just a standard pistol, which looks good. You know, you always have to wonder about the guns, because does the gun look like it belongs in the person's hand? Because if it's too big, it looks ridiculously oversized. If it's too small, it looks like a pea shooter. I think that these guns are, so far, 2 for 2, look natural. They almost have like a metal look to them. Beautifully pieced. It comes with, there's a magazine in the tray, and the magazine comes out. So you can actually have it looking unloaded. You can have it coming out. So that's a really nice attention to detail. Beautiful pieces so far. Would this be considered a submachine gun? Okay, so this piece, that comes out too. Okay, so all the clips come out. So there you go with that. And like I said, the guns are absolutely beautiful. I'm sure Mezco, if they ever watch this video, I highly doubt they will, but if they ever watch this video, they could probably make an accessory pack for just the guns, even if they're the exact same guns, and sell that for about 20 bucks or so. I think people would buy them. People are always looking for guns that match their 6-inch figures, and these things are absolutely beautiful. I also think that they probably can make a weapons display for Frank. You know, like they always have those cages with all the guns all like pinned up. I think people love that. They love to display all their accessories, especially this kind of accessory. You don't want to leave these in the package. You want these all out. You want everybody to see the arsenal of the Punisher. And it just doesn't feel right leaving them in the package. So you want something to display them, so maybe somebody will come up with something or sell something as a nice little nod to it, you know. And you could even dual purpose it. You could, you know, make the Joker have an arsenal as well. So there are characters out there that all use guns. So there's a muzzle flash. Let's get back to it. Plugs right in. So you can see a little blurry. There you go. Plugs right in. Decent. I don't think I'd use it unless I'm actually doing like an action scene or making him look like he's firing. So that fires off of that. I will double check the other guns to see if you can attach it to them, because I didn't check that first. So there's that gun. So this is like an assault rifle. Alright, so we're going to put the flash back. and the muzzle and the gun back. And let me check the submachine gun. Yep, it has an open hole in that one. So I'll put him down. We'll take a look at that real quick. I think that looks a lot better. I think that works really well for this one because I think that there would be more of a flashing with that gun. Oh, and there's also one for the handgun as well. It's only one. So yeah, if they were to do an accessory pack, you could add more muzzle flashes like this. So you have multiples because you only get one of these. So you can only really make it look like one gun is firing, which is unfortunate. I understand, space restraints and whatnot. It doesn't work on this. No big surprise. So you get only one of these. So yeah, an accessory pack would be smart for that aspect. There is a stand. It comes with the classic Punisher symbol on it. I'm not going to pull it out, but you can see it back there. Boop, right there. Alright, so obviously people are going to be like, well, what if you have the Marvel Legends Punisher? How do they look together? How, if you're a Punisher fan or you have that Punisher that... Alright, so we'll start off with the one that came out a couple years ago. Sorry, I only had the red-chested one. But there you go. So, same height. Similar style. Well, not similar style, I should say. Both of them would work as a Punisher. There's no... This one definitely looks like the Punisher over this one. This one's limited on articulation. Kind of boring. Can't find them in the stores anymore, so... Just want to show them, so you guys could have an idea if you have this one and you're like, well, I want to get the new Marvel Legends one or I want to get this one. Which one would I rather choose? Obviously go with this one. Alright. So, mostly everybody has this one, which is the Jim Lee Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends. So this is what probably is in most people's collection as of current. More comic book style. The gun does not come with him. That came from a blind box Titanfall pack that I found at GameStop. So that was like maybe $4 or $5. It's nice. It's metal. It's die cast. Quick little review on that. Nice gun. I think it works well in his hand, other than you can't put the trigger finger because Hasbro was stupid and didn't give the Punisher a trigger finger hand, which is kind of dumb. So let's get back to him. He is a figure that looks like he could walk right up the street. This is a more stylized looking, realistic interpretation of Frank Castle, the Punisher. The slick back hair, the grizzled face, the scarring. He looks like they took somebody into a studio and said, we're going to model this thing after you. He looks like he could be a real person. Like they put somebody in a studio and said, we want you to be our model for Frank Castle. Very realistic. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a realistic looking Punisher, this is your man. He looks like he could walk out. He could be walking on the street. He looks like a man that's has life taken away from him. Yeah. This is a cartoon or a comic book, either or. You can see that it's Jim Lee's, so you can see that it's a nice looking figure. They're almost eye to eye. So they're both almost the same exact scale. Skulls are different just because they are. Like I said, this is more of a realistic interpretation of the Punisher as compared to the comic book version. I even have the other head, so let's pop the other head on there because the Marvel Legends did come with two different heads. So maybe a better comparison than the bandana one, because that bandana is a little distracting. Here's the 5 o'clock Shadow Frank. Alright, I'll bring them close so you guys can see them. Really up close, really. You can definitely see a difference. I'm not touching them, so you can see them. That is, you can see the height. But like I said, really realistic, really striking is the best word to describe it. As for the exclusiveness of this figure, because of that, I will address that right now. I don't think you should feel bad if you don't have this one. I hate to say it, but the black skull is cool, and I love the fact that I got a chance to see him and to play with him and to open him, and he's not sitting somewhere on somebody's shelf, never opened. But the Punisher is known for that classic white skull, and I think that's why they made only 60 of these, and it's very exclusive, is because they probably agree that this needs to be white. This needs to have color. It needs to pop. It's cool that it's black. Oh, we got little shoulder. Look, need little elbow pads. You see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Sorry, I got distracted with what I was talking about, but let's address that real quick. See, there's a nice reinforced elbow pad. Nice little detail right there. I wanted to point that out. Okay, and there's the buckles on the sides and on the pockets. There's a lot of detail. It's subtle detail. It's a lot of black. I think that the white would break it up. I think that there's a lot of black on him, a lot of tack gear, and I think that a white skull would really bring it home. Like, even on the camera, you just see him, it's just all black, and he just fell over. But if you're a Punisher fan and you love the Punisher and you want like every version of him, then obviously you're going to want to go after this guy. But I think that if anybody has the regular version, don't feel like you need this one. Be happy with the one you got, because I think I'm happy with this one. But, obviously if somebody said, well, which one would rather you have? If there was no exclusivity to it and they had two different versions and they said, okay, well, they have the black one and they have the white one. Which one I'd choose? I would choose the white one, just because it's more striking. This is more stealthy. This is more, and I think just because it's exclusive, people are going to want it. Would I buy this in general? I'm not a huge Punisher fan. I will be honest. I never read his comics. I do enjoy him from the Netflix series. And I know that they did show off a Netflix version of the Punisher. Or not the Punisher, I'm sorry, no. The Netflix version of Daredevil. Which makes me hope that they do a Netflix version of the Punisher. Which would be, I think, a big seller. If they can get the likeness down of I don't know what the actor's name is, I'm not going to go looking it up. I think that they would hit a home run. I think a lot of people would love to have that looking Frank Castle with maybe the long jacket that could be removed or kept on. And that likeness, I think, would go. I think that would sell out almost instantly, because I think people really have come to know the Punisher from the Netflix series. I know there's been movies, and I know there's a big following of his, but I think the Netflix series really made everybody stand up and pay attention to the Punisher. I think they really did him justice in that series. So I hope that they make another Punisher that's based on that actor to look like, and if they can do this kind of quality of a style, of a look, then yeah, you are awesome if you can. But he is striking. It's so weird to see, and like, obviously it's modeled after the comic book, but it looks very realistic. It's very grizzled. I want to just get in here nice and close, because it's really, like, even as you can see that the camera's picking up on the shine of the eyes to give it that, natural, I hate to use this word, but the natural wetness of an eyeball. It's got a shine to it. He looks very lifelike. Like I said, these guys, I don't own many Hot Toys. I own one Hot Toy, and that's of Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. So it really doesn't help me compare the two. But these guys are, the caliber of them, the sculpt, the paint is simply beautiful. Absolutely beautiful on these toys, on these figures. Here's one complaint. And it's a minor complaint, but I will address it because I see it right now, and I just want to say it. The neck is perfectly clean. You see that? So there's obviously you're going to have him probably looking dead on. So you're not really going to notice, but this doesn't really match terribly closely to the face. It's close, but you can definitely see that there's a difference. I think maybe if they had painted this piece to match this a little bit better, maybe skin tone wise, it seems a little bit off. And you can see it if you go like this. And that may be just because of the 5 o'clock shadow paint right against this bare plastic paint. I think the two of them, it just, well, I don't know if this is bare plastic or if this is painted, but it looks bare plastic to me. I think the painted face versus the plastic face is giving a bit of a makeup look. You know, when a person doesn't blend their makeup through, I think it's the same effect that's going on here. Is that it was the head was painted, obviously separately than the neck, and the neck maybe needed some one coat would have probably helped a lot with maybe the skin tone that they used for the face, put it on the neck. So that's something to keep in mind, But otherwise, if you love the Punisher, you got to buy this guy. You got to find him somewhere and pick him up because, damn. Even alone the weapons, like I said, I would hope that Mezco is like, well, we did a really good job with these weapons. Let's just sell them individually so that people can get a hold of them because they're incredible. I've seen 2 of these figures so far. I've seen the Batman a year or 2 ago. He was incredible. It was the Dark Knight Batman, so it was that bulky Batman. But these guys, they are picking up steam. I'm glad I got the chance to look at this Punisher. I can't. There's not much I can complain about. He's awesome. The only 2 complaints I could think of was I'll double check these hands once again. Because that's a trigger hand, that's a trigger hand, that's an open hand, that's an open hand, that's a punching hand, that's an open hand. There is no real, just normal gripping hand to hold the knife. So that's one complaint. The other complaint is the neck to face ratio, if you want to even call that a complaint. Other than that, guns are awesome. You get ammo clips for all of them, awesome. Grenade shells for the grenade launcher, which you can load, awesome. Muzzle flash, awesome. Wish they came with more. Knife, cool, but there's a problem that you don't have a hand to carry it with. Extra heads are beautifully done. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I want to double check. I want to go revisit this head because I kind of went over him. I went over that head too quickly, if you ask me. The open mouth, we could see that the gloss there, but look at that. Let's look at that real quick before I say goodbye. Look at that head. Look at that. This guy was beat the fuck up. Yep, I cursed, but you know what? That's me. When you open him, if you get him and you open up, you're gonna be like, God damn, this is incredible. Like the sculpt on this person, whoever sculpted this Punisher, give him a raise because, damn. Like they must have looked up, anatomy pictures, or I hope they didn't get in bar fights to get this, but like just to get the swollen eye. It looks painful. It looks painful. Like he looks like he was beat up, and that's exactly what you want. But just the fact that it just looks so ouch. It looks so ouch. I guess is the best way. It's like damn. Yeah. If you can find him, pick him up. So yes, I can definitely recommend the Punisher to be picked up. Don't feel bad if you don't get the exclusive. I don't feel like you're missing out on the exclusive version as compared to the retail version. So don't go crazy trying to find this version. I think that this is nice for the collectors. This is nice for the people who have it. I hope that they open it. I hope that they looked at it because, in honesty, keeping a toy like this in its package is just not doing it justice. This guy needs to be out somewhere. This guy needs to be displayed somewhere. As I said, as I'm putting him back in his package. he will not stay in this package. He will go out on somebody's shelf or my shelf, wherever he ends up being. He is not going to stay in this package. He cannot be contained to this. This is doing him a disservice. I think this goes over top. Maybe. I don't know. No, it probably goes on the inside. Yeah. So, as I wrap this up, find the retail version, find that white version out there, get him. Don't try to pay overpriced. I know there's a waiting list on Mezco. I know I said earlier that he was sold out, but there's a waiting list. Get on it. Maybe if they see that there's enough people on the waiting list, maybe they'll go back and do a second run. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they will. Maybe they'll get back to it. Maybe they'll circle back due to a high demand. But if you can find this guy, get him, because he is spectacular. He's a beautiful figure. And that's all I got. Can't say anything really bad about it. I think that what I said was minor shit, just because I'm looking at this thing and I'm telling you what I see. So, we're back at the beginning. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later.